and gentlemen, welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Falaseh Khan, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such multi-industry heavyweight on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Manoj Madaiya. Hello, welcome, Mr. Manoj. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders.
Thank you, Falaseh.
Yeah. So let me give you a quick brief about Mr. Manoj. He exemplifies skilled professionalism with extensive experience in managing a wide range of training activities related to simulators, crisis control, maintenance, and audits. He furthers his professional capabilities with a strong background in leadership and cross-cultural environments, and has also demonstrated proficiency in coordinating academic training activities and enhancing operational efficiency. He owes his professional excellence to his sense of camaraderie and discipline, a legacy of his military career. Currently, he is working as Deputy Director NAVAC, ISC, at Dahra Global Technologies and Consultancy Services, a role whereby he is responsible for planning and conducting training for the Naval Academy's Integrated Simulation Center facility, managing students' navigation-related learning activities, and coordinating logistics for training faculty, among many other chores. So, Mr. Madaiya, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
Yeah, thank you, Falaseh, for the introduction. My career journey, I joined the Naval Academy in 1991, and after four years of training, I got my commission as an officer in the Navy in 1995. From 1995 to 2001 was my non-specialist tenure. During this time, I sailed on various ships like the landing ships, the destroyers, the offshore patrol vessels, and I got the exposure to sail along the eastern coast of India, the Andaman Sea, the Malacca Straits, and the Straits of Singapore. After my specialization in 2002 in navigation and direction, my first tenure was on board INS Virat, which is the aircraft carrier. Subsequently, I did other tenures like on board the landing ships, on board the missile corvettes, and the training ships. Here, I got the exposure to sail both along the east coast and west coast of India. I sailed all the way, crossing the equator up to Seychelles, back to the Gulf of Aden, the Red Sea, across the Suez Canal, went into the Mediterranean Sea, all the way up to Cyprus and back. After that, in 2010, I completed my staff college from Wellington, which is close to Ooty. On completion of staff college, I was posted to the local workup team, which is part of the Flag Officer Sea Training. Here, I was responsible for various training tenures and training of the ship's crew at sea. On completion of this tenure, I was posted in Headquarters Southern Naval Command, where I did various administrative activities, including the dredging operations. In 2016, I hung up my boots and left the Indian Navy, and I joined Edubris Knowledge Solutions as an additional director. Subsequently, in 2017, I joined Dahra Global Technologies, and there I have been there for almost 6 years. And it was a place where I enjoyed because I was back into navigation once again, carrying out training for multinationals, including simulator training, and also other activities like facility management and vendor management. Thank you.
That's really great and a very interesting journey. So as you have worked for the Indian Navy as well as the corporate sector, was the transition as smooth as you expected?
Well, the transition was not so smooth as I had hoped for, because on leaving the Indian Navy, my initial plan was I would join the Merchant Navy. But subsequently, when I came out, I came to know that there were many other activities which had to be completed. There were many other criteria which had to be met. And probably the preparation which was required was much more than I had thought of. So my initial preparation in this regard was not complete. So I thought getting into this journey again would be a difficult proposition for me. So when the opportunity came, I jumped into the corporate sector, joined Edubris Knowledge Solutions, and after that, I joined Dahra Global. So I enjoyed my journey there in Dahra Global, where I got a considerable amount of corporate exposure too.
That's really wonderful. So I would like to know, like, are there any principles that you live by that help you with all your roles and responsibilities? And could you share them with our viewers today?
Yeah, the basic principles which I live by is integrity and honesty. So I stand by these principles. There is a saying in the Navy that uh, when you are sailing on your ship and you are in dangerous waters and your captain asks you about your position, the first thing is you should not bluff, because your captain may not be able to find out that you are bluffing, but definitely since you are in difficult waters, the rocks and shoals down below might hit your ship and will give away your position. So if you do not know where you are, best is to own up, say that I don't know, stop your ship, find out exactly where you are, and then from that position, you know which direction is safe water and you head in that direction. So in the same way, in real life also, if you make a mistake, it is incumbent on our part to own up. Take ownership of your activities. Once you have owned up your mistake, it is easy for you to charter a path towards finding a good solution and resolving the issue.
That's really nice, sir. Really great to know this. So have you ever observed any shortcomings in India's existing corporate governance framework, whether they are too inadequate or too great to support the booming corporate fabric?
Yeah, my observation is that the corporate governance framework is heading in the right direction per se. And I see that SEBI is doing a pretty good job. But you see, the corporate fabric is too vast in our country, and to monitor it closely in each and every field is quite a difficult task. Now, in terms of decision making, like within the Navy, it is very easy that a decision is made, and through proper planning and execution, it can be implemented almost immediately. But in the corporate world, it is a little difficult. A decision is taken by an agency, for example, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, but that decision has to be weighed against the very fabric of our country as a democracy. There will be various factors that the decision will affect. Okay, so these factors have to be taken into consideration. So the implementation may lag behind by a few years or maybe a few months. It depends upon what kind of decision is being taken. In the corporate sector, the implementation of a decision taken by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is a little difficult to be implemented immediately, because the decisions taken have to be weighed against the very fabric of our country being a democracy. There will be various factors which may affect this decision. So there will probably be some amount of lag in the implementation of these decisions. And in addition, these decisions will take some time for it to be implemented. And we need to also observe that the way the decision is being implemented, is it in the same way that it was conceived? Was it the right way it is getting implemented also? So these are some factors which are affecting the corporate governance in our country. Hopefully, it will improve with time.
So as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Okay, as an ESG in corporate governance, I've seen that the corporate governance is being implemented in a right way in our country. And since the past 10 years, there has been a lot of improvement, and considerable improvement is there in corporate governance. But as far as ESG is concerned, it is still a very gray area, and a lot needs to be done in this regard. Definitely a top-down approach from the government will be a very helpful thing to implement ESG in the right spirit. A lot of companies and in the corporate sector need to be educated and informed much more about the concept of ESG, that each company has to think about sustainability in terms of long-term sustainability, such that whatever activities they are doing, how does it affect the planet? So that is one of the things which I feel in the ESG, a lot needs to be done even now.
Yes, that's there definitely. So when we talk about technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
Coming to your first part of the question, about 30 years back, on board a ship, on the radar, when I would track a target, I would have to manually plot its position. Then I would have to manually find out what is the course and speed it is doing. Today, with technology, moment I track a target, within 1 minute, with ARPA, that is automatic radar plotting aid, I am able to get what direction the target is moving, what is its speed with which it is traveling, how close will she come to my ship, in how much time it is going to take. So this is within a matter of 1 minute. This is the improvement which technology has brought in. Additionally, when I would go from one place to the other, there were only paper charts at that time. So all the plotting would have to be done manually on these charts. I would have to manually find out whether there were any errors in it, whether my track is going through any dangers, and look into those aspects. Today, with modern technology, charts have become digital charts. And we have equipments like the ECDIS, which is Electronic Chart Display and Information System. So with the click of a mouse, I can plan my chart digitally on the ECDIS, and the ECDIS itself will be able to tell me whether my charted path or track is going through safe waters or not, and is it suitable for me, and how much time it is going to take. So with technology, a lot of improvement has come in. Another one factor which I remember was in 1994, to get a GPS fix, it would take a minimum of 4 hours. But today, it is almost instantaneous. We use GPS when we are traveling on the roads in our vehicles, and we know our position almost instantaneously. So this is the great improvement which is there because of technology. Now coming to your second part of the question, which you said about with the Internet of Things and AI.
Yes.
I believe that with this improved technology and with AI, there is going to be far more reliability in the systems and equipment which we will be using in the future. And the systems and equipment which we will inherit in the future will have greater redundancies, making these systems more reliable. That is my views about this.
Really great views and very interesting ones, I should say that. So as you know, we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
This initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan and Mr. Heval Mehta is simply fabulous. They have done a great job by getting people from almost every industry, every domain and function together in one single place where we can interact with each other. This is an extremely great mix of people. At least for me as an independent director, it's a great opportunity for me to learn from this pool of people and gain tremendous knowledge. I am extremely thankful to both Mr. Zishan Pathan and Heval Mehta and their team to gather all these people together and give us this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for these really kind words. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Manoj. We wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders. And thank you so much once again for sharing all your wonderful insights, your different principles, your career journey. Everyone, watching this, I'm sure it is going to help them grow in their careers too.
Thank you so much, Alexa.
Thank you.